Praise the Lord. I hope all of you are doing good. Today I want to meditate on Genesis chapter 18, verse 14. Is anything too hard for the Lord? When we are in trouble, what are the strong promises that we claim? A promise like this, that God can do anything and there's nothing too hard. There are many places. I want to talk about 4 places where this verse comes. That is there anything too hard for God? There's nothing impossible with God. When is the right time to claim such a promise? And what is the background of that promise? That's what I want to meditate today. God is telling, is anything too hard for God? First principle is God gave a promise which in human eyes was impossible, to have a son at the age of 99. But God, for strengthening Abraham, said, is anything too hard for the Lord? So that's the first thing. We receive a promise of God. God said something to be done. And when we think that is too hard, then that's a promise that you can cling on. The second place a similar promise is coming is Luke chapter 1 verse 37. Elizabeth did not have a chance to conceive a child. Mary did not have a chance to conceive a child because she is virgin. When Gabriel was talking, and when she was talking about the promise of Jesus being born and John the Baptist being conceived, he said, or the promise says, with God nothing is impossible. Praise the Lord. So we need to claim that promise when God is fulfilling things in our life, where God is telling something into our life. Most of the time we tell God something and we ask God to tell an amen, but instead of that, listen to the Lord, that we can hear what God's plan for us is and we can tell this promise. There's nothing which is impossible with God. 2 other places quickly I wanted to say is Jeremiah chapter 32 verse 17, where God is telling Jeremiah to buy a land, and he wanted to talk about the slavery and how God is going to deliver and what God's plan is in midst of slavery. Jeremiah could not comprehend it, and God said very clearly, there is nothing too hard for God. Everything is possible with God. Amen. Luke 18:27, talking about the rich man entering heaven. Disciples were, nobody will go to heaven. Jesus said, things that is impossible with man is possible with God. To change heart of people, it's God's responsibility. Only God can do it, and He will always do it. There's nothing impossible with God. Remember when to claim that promise, that there's nothing impossible with God and there's nothing too hard for God. Let's meditate on that and be blessed. God bless you.